All right, welcome back everybody to another edition of Chasing Ghosts. This is the video series where I'm looking at those hard to find, impossible to find, things you just never see when you're out there hunting comics. These could be variants, exclusives, just low print run generally, things you just do not see. And sometimes I can even be correcting a misconception of things being hard to find or impossible to find. Again, just trying to give as much information as I can from what I can gather through my research online. And hopefully you guys are enjoying this content. If you are, please like, subscribe, hit that alert button so you don't miss any of the content hitting the channel. Trying to shoot for something to be dropping every day. And yeah, this week, if my shirt isn't giving it away, I, like many people this week, am looking at, He-Man, Masters of the Universe. And if you like He-Man as much as I do, please join Marco and I tomorrow on the totally awesome, coolest show ever, where we are going to tier list some He-Man figures. We're going with toys this week. We're not doing comics. We're going to do some toys. Maybe we talk some comics. And I'm also going to give you my casting. I did this for a Wizard Rewind article a couple of years back, and I still like my ideas, so I'm giving you my casting ideas. If I were to be in charge of things and I could make the perfect He-Man movie that I wanted at the time that I wanted as well. So that's all coming up tomorrow night live here on Rennavision at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, thereabouts. So please come join us. The chat is integral to the show. Please comment, engage. We could use your input on the tier list so we can rank some of these figures and see if your favorites make it to that S rank or if they end up in the garbage can, if you hate them. I don't know. We'll see. It's a lot of fun. So come on, join it and let's have a good time, So comics should be fun. Toys should be fun. All of this stuff should be fun. Let's not take things too seriously. That being said, hang on for a second and I'll be right back with my He-Man ghosts. Okay, so let's see what books we have to look at this week. What ghosts and impossible to find comics am I going to be sharing with you guys for this go round? And these are all going to be right around and focused on He-Man, Masters of the Universe. Now, there aren't a lot of books that may fall in this ghost category, but there are a few, and I'm going to try to give you those, right here. That first one being this impossible to find exclusive from Graham Crackers. This Masters of the Universe number 8, this faker cover is just, I can't find it. I've looked. It doesn't come up often, and when it does, it's pretty pricey. And I just can't swing at these prices, even when it is up. But it's rarely up. It's got this very awesome wraparound cover here. You can see it goes all the way around. I like the pinks. I like the blues. They play off each other really nicely. I mean, there's not a lot going on the cover, but I still really dig it. No idea what the print run is on this thing. I looked, and I can't even come up with an estimate for you because there's just no real solid information that I could find and give you. The only solid thing that I can give you is that there aren't many in the census. There are 4. There are 4 in the CGC census, 198, 2 96s, and a 94, and that's it. One would think if there were a lot more copies out there, a lot more of these would be hitting. Even in those like lower to mid grades, I figured we'd see a 7.5 or an 8 thrown in here just because somebody decided to grade it because they were lucky enough to find one and they just wanted it slabbed. But that's not even the case here. There's only 4. And like I said, none listed for sale right now. So none that I could find, at least over on eBay. I don't know where else you might be looking out there, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not finding it. And I got no record of any that have sold recently either that I could share with you guys. This is just one of those tough, books. This is, like I said, this is a store. This is an early store exclusive, basically. I mean, these were published, for grahamcrackers.com. I guess from their website. I don't even remember how you got these. This was a while ago, almost 20 years now, I think. This is early 2000s, this run of Masters of the Universe. So this is a tough book. Now, for my next one, we're kind of staying with that same book. It's that same Masters of the Universe number 8 from that MV Creations and Image series where they published together. And this number 8 had another exclusive variant, and this thing was also impossible to find. But this thing is limited, and there are certificates of authenticity up to 500. So there's COAs for this, MV Creations. This was done exclusively for, I'm sorry, losing my train of thought, He-Man.org. So great website, by the way. A lot of good information there. Check it out if you want to check out anything basically He-Man related. And He-Man.org, they got this variant. 500 copies printed, COAs numbered, and yeah. So we know what the print run is. It's 500. It's not a lot. Now, this one is tough to find. Not impossible, I guess you would say, but still pretty tough. This one has a grand total of 5 in the census right now. 2 9/8, a 9/6, and 2 9/4s. So still not a lot, but hey, it is what it is. There's a few, a few to be had, and it's a pretty cool cover. I mean, it's He-Man on Battle Cat. It is definitely a cool one. But as I said, it's not impossible because there are a couple of copies out there right now. 1,200 or a grand raw is what this thing will run you. Not cheap, definitely not cheap. I mean, you judge for yourself whether it's worth paying that price. I mean, it could be. I mean, I thought that Ahsoka, Dark Horse exclusive was, getting out of my price range when it got that high, and then now I can't even find one anywhere. But you make your own calls on these things. But $1,200, $1,000 is what you've got to pay if you want this one right now, unless you can somehow get lucky or find one out there. Now, that being said, I think we might also have a sale here to kind of share. This one, was a best offer on $850, so you might be able to get one a little bit cheaper than that, but it is what it is. Either way, this is still a very expensive book and very pricey and still very hard to find. So this is one, to keep an eye out for it in case you somehow stumble across it, whether you get that COA in the back of the backing board or not. Keep an eye out for this cover. Who knows? Who knows? Storage locker finds. There were 500, so they are out there somewhere. Now, for our next book, this is another one that I really want and have wanted for a long time, and I just haven't come across it. I just haven't seen one, live in my hand where I could hold it and consider buying it. And that is the He-Man Masters of the Universe #1. This is the Wilkins variant. I think the Tales from the Flipside guys had him on today to talk about exclusive he had coming out. I was busy watching the Sixers game, so I didn't get to watch it yet. I'll have to check it out later. But that being said, I love this cover. This is a fantastic Skeletor cover and probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, He-Man covers. And I am looking and still looking to find it. It's just it's a tough find for me. I don't know. It's not easy, but it's not impossible. This book had a print run of about 27,000. The regular, and this is a 1 in 25. This is an incentive variant, 1 in 25. So that puts this at a max rough estimate of about 1,100 copies. That's not that little. Like 1,100 is a low number to be sure, but when you put it up against like those other books that I just shared, 500 and Unknown, this one is a little more plentiful out there. So you look at what we have in the census for this as well. We're not in that 4 to 5 range. We got 70 in the CGC census on this one. Again, not a huge number. Now, again, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying these are huge numbers. I'm just trying to put it in perspective with the other books we were just talking about. We got 39 8s and 21 9/6s. That's not too bad a return on this book for how many out of the 70. That's a good bit of them getting those two top tiers as far as grading goes. There are a few out there. As I said, there's probably about half dozen, a handful that you could buy. I just got 2 here just to share it. You can see there's a 9/6 that was up for about $1,000, and then there's this 9/8 that's a CGC SS that's got a $6,000 asking price on it. That might be a steep ask at $6 grand, but hey, you put it out there. Who knows? Who knows who might buy it with the way this market's going. But if you look at the actual sales recently, there was a 9/8 that accepted a best offer off a 23. Yeah, it was a $2,300 ask. So it's probably ended up somewhere in that 2K range as it is for a 9/8. So not a cheap book either. Definitely not cheap, which is why I don't have one yet, because I just can't pay those prices right now. Maybe one day, maybe if I sell a bunch of stuff, I can. But right now, that's kind of out of the realm of what I'm willing to do. But still, a very tough book to find, and one, like I said, I've been looking for a while now. And then my last one that I kind of wanted to share with you is one I actually did find. And if you noticed, this one's actually sitting right next to me and has been while we've been talking. I just lucked into one. It was a price I was willing to pay. This is actually signed by yeah, Terry and Rachel Dodson, but I didn't. It's not that I'm a big signature guy, so I didn't really want the signatures, but they were on there, so I was able to get this copy with the signatures because it was at a price that I wanted to pay. And yeah, definitely pretty cool. I like the sheet cover. I love the colors. It's definitely a unique, unique book to put in the He-Man collection. And this is for the next series. I think this was for the run after in I want to say 2014 or 2013. I think the first one was 12, and this was 2013, thereabouts. But this is the run that happened right after He-Man and Masters of the Universe. This is also a 1 in 25 incentive variant, but this print run was a little bit shorter than the last one. This was only a little over 25,000, so that puts us at just over 1,000 potentially. Instead of 1,100, there's just about 1,000 of this one potentially out there. Again, these numbers are all estimates that I'm looking at like Comicron and what you can find out there on the internet yourself. It's just a lot of this stuff is estimates to begin with, and then you just do your own math of 1 in 25. So there we go. That's where I got my number from and why I'm sharing it. Doing some of the legwork for you. This one again, CGC Census. There's a 50 in there. So the other book had 70. This only has 50. 16 9/8s, 22 9/6s, and then a random selection of other grades down below. Still not a huge number. Definitely not a huge number. Not when you're talking about the Hulk 181s, thousands, and the ASM 300s, thousands of graded copies. So you put that into perspective. This is a small population to be sure. This right now also had none listed for sale. So like I said, not an easy book. Doesn't come up all that often. Even with 1,000 potential copies out there, it doesn't come up a lot. So you're lucky if you can find one out there. One did sell just the end of last month, $500 for a raw copy. Thankfully, I paid a lot less than that. So again, I'm still happy with my purchase. But you can see where this book is going, like with the rest of them. I mean, you got a new He-Man show coming to Netflix come the end of July with Kevin Smith running it, running the sequel to the original cartoon, new comic book series tying into it. So He-Man's coming back into the forefront of people's minds. As I said, a lot of people are covering He-Man this week, including myself on our other show. So I don't know. He-Man is on his way back. Masters of the Universe is back to the forefront of our minds, which I got to say is a good thing. I'm loving it, and I'm loving this nostalgia, hitting me full force. So what can we say about these 4 books that I gave you? If I would have push comes to shove, and I have to compare these books to one another, I might even have to say that these two, the Wilkins and the Dodson, these 1 in 25s, I would consider these hard to find. These are definitely hard to find. While the other two, both versions of Masters of the Universe number 8, whether it be the He-Man.org or the Graham Cracker variant, both of those, I would probably consider those ones ghosts, because the print run disparity and just how often you see the other two as far as the other. I mean, realistically, they're all tough, but push comes to shove. If I got to make a call on these ones, the 1 in 25s are hard to find, while those two for the number 8 are both ghosts. That's just how I'm calling it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Whether you think they're all ghosts. I mean, an argument definitely can be made for that, and that's how I was framing this originally. But as I was going through it and had to compare the two, and I'm like, look, 5 in the census compared to 70, that's a big disparity. So, ghost or just hard to find. You let me know what you think. You disagree? Fine. I don't mind disagreements. We can have a conversation. Let's talk about it. So again, hit me up in the comments on the video, Instagram, whatever you want to do, however you want to reach out. I'm open to the discussion. And hopefully you're enjoying this content. Thank you for stopping by. I'll have some more books for you next week. Let me know if you like the idea of these being kind of themed, like this one I themed as He-Man, or if you just like a random sampling, just books completely unrelated, just so you get a different touch points on a bunch of different stuff. I don't know. I like the feedback, so let me know what you guys like. Do you like it if they're all kind of go together, so the show is kind of consistent, or you like a random sampling of stuff? I'm going to guess you guys probably want the random sampling, but I'll wait to hear what you guys let me know in the comments. So again, like, subscribe, hit that alert button, tell a friend. Let's get this up to 700 so I can give some more books away to you guys on my road to 1,000. And once again, please join me tomorrow night, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, on my channel live for the totally awesome, coolest show ever with me and Marco. Just going over some fun stuff and just talking He-Man. So if you like He-Man, you like Masters of the Universe, come join us. We're just going to have some fun. So with that said, I'll see you guys later.